Hello and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at this week's drop. As always, there's links in the description to each watch I'm going to showcase. There's also timestamps to take you to that specific watch if you're not interested in hearing me ramble. And I just want to say a big thank you again for last week's drop. It went incredibly well, lots of pieces sold as of the day of the drop going live, pieces sold before the drop. So as always, make sure you're following on Instagram because that's where I showcase watches before they make it to the website. And that way you won't miss out on what's coming. The feedback in the last video was great, so thank you very much. A lot of people really enjoyed the quality of the new microphone. However, there were a few issues where it was clipping or it was catching or ruffling. So it is winter, I am wearing fluffy jumpers, so it is gonna ruffle. So that's why the microphone's on the outside today. So I apologize if it just looks a bit weird, but that's the reason why. So hopefully we won't get that same ruffling as before. Now, before we start diving into the watches on the table, let's have a quick look at what's on my wrist. So as always, it's a personal watch, and this is my personal Cartier tank. And I've just got it on the new Fears watch strap that arrived for me today. It's the goat's leather pebble grey, as they call it. Absolutely stunning, and it really makes this a very good winter watch. Because before I had it on their Fears watches Azoro blue strap, which is incredibly bright blue. I'll try and put a picture on screen. Looked incredible, but was very, very summery. Whereas now it's very dark and dull in the UK. I'm wearing a lot of monochrome. So a watch strap like this on this watch just makes it incredible, and I'm very, very happy with it. So now to the watches on the table. As always, incredibly varied. It's what we focus on here at Kibble Watches. So we've got 4 modern watches and 4 vintage watches on the table. We've got 2 JLCs, or Jaeger-LeCoultre, or however you want to say it. I'm gonna say JLC just to not upset anyone with my pronunciations, which I know are terrible. So we've got a beautiful Reverso and a Moonphase. We also have a IWC Rattrapant, or a split chronograph, which I can't wait to show you guys. A modern Raymond Vale, a quartz watch. Just a very affordable, cool piece. And as always, I am going to say cool a lot because I seem to say it all the time. So I apologize in advance for that. Maybe turn it into a drinking game. I think you'll be royally screwed after about 2 minutes of this video. Now onto the vintage pieces we have. There's an awesome black Zenith chronograph. It does have its bracelet, so I'll show that separately, but I've been wearing it on the black leather strap, which I will also provide because it's a 19mm lug width, so it's a bit odd there. A Seiko world timer, a 1944 Amiga 30T2, and a really gorgeous Whitnauer with a cushion case, a very underrated vintage watch. So I can't wait to show these. But before we do, 2 watches of this drop have already sold. 2 Seiko Jaegers. The Bishop and the Ripley is what they're nicknamed. I'll put them up on screen. We're not going to talk about those because they're not here right now. But great pieces, very, very collectible at the moment, and both sold way before this drop was even ready, actually, pretty much a couple of days after I got them in. So if you guys have any of the Jaegeros, full sets in good condition, definitely get in contact. And on that note, if you do want to sell, go to kibblewatches.co.uk. At the top, there is a button called sell. It's super simple. Fill in the form and I will get back to you, usually within 24 hours, if not 48 hours. And if you've not heard anything within about 4 or 5 days, the form probably didn't work. So try again or email me at info@kibblewatches.co.uk. Let's start right up here with the JLCs. We'll start with the Master Ultra Thin Moonphase. That was a mouthful. That was really difficult to say. So before we take a look at this gorgeous JLC, I want to say a big thank you to Brian, who made me this amazing watch tray. So go check him out. That is his Instagram title and his details there. I'm sure he won't mind me showing you guys this. He does a lot of different leather stuff, and this tray was one that he made. You can see it's got my logo down there, and it's huge, so it's perfect for showing all the watches, which we're going to do today. So to begin is the JLC Master Ultra Thin Moonphase, as you can see right there. It's a gorgeous automatic watch. This one is from 2013, and it comes with its full box and paperwork, and we'll just get it going there. There we are, off it goes. You can see when you catch the light, the details really show through, and this is what JLC do incredibly well. And this watch right here is what I think of when I think of modern JLC. When I think of older JLC and vintage, I usually think Reverso, but when it comes to modern, these kind of Moonphases and these Master Control range are exactly what I think of. You can see the movement right there in stunning detail with a 20 is it 21 or 22 karat gold rotor to help with the weight of the spin, as you can see. And the caliber inside here is the JLC caliber 925. in beautiful detail. It is their 1,000-hour tested range, so you can see more photos of that on the website. Now, as I said, this model is from November 2013. It is still a range that they make, and this watch did receive a full service last year from JLC, and it received a new strap. Now, we don't have the paperwork for that, unfortunately. It has been lost, but from seeing the condition and the new strap and the reading on the time grapher, I am very confident it was serviced, and we are providing our 12-month warranty with that as well. Now, in regards to dimensions, let's put this on wrist and show you guys. So there you are. You've got 39mm case, perfect size in the case, 46mm lug to lug, 10 mils thick, and 21 mil lug width. So quite a strange lug width, but it does allow for quite a wide strap for the watch, which makes it wear really nice. Now, currently on its pairing of this black strap, it is a very dressy model, but you can imagine once you put it on a brown alligator, it'd tone it right down. I think it'll look just at home in t-shirt and jeans, maybe a shirt and jeans more than t-shirt. But what an elegant watch. So go check this one out on the website. From one JLC to the next, let's look at the Reverso Duo Date. Okay, so from the Master Ultra Thin to a Reverso. Now, for those of you who really know your JLCs, you're going to be looking at this and thinking it's quite large, and that's because it is the Grand size, or the Grande. Now, as you can see, you've got a beautiful white side, sort of like a jet white, a guilloche down the middle, the date there. So this is the Grande Reverso Duo Date, known as the 986. So white on one side, black on the other side, and you've got these really gorgeous sword hands on the black side. This is my favorite with the night day as well, absolutely stunning. It is a manually wound watch with the caliber 986 inside, which is quite complicated really, the fact it shows both on either side, as you can see. Now, this model is from March 2014. It does come as a full set. We have replaced the watch strap, not with an official JLC, but the same style, and it fits onto the JLC buckle, as you can see. Now, in regards to dimensions of this one, as I said, it is the Grande size, so quite large. You've got 30mm by 49mm, so it's right on that cusp of 50mm lug to lug that I think is the kind of sweet spot. You've got 11mm thick and 22mm lugs. So quite a big watch really when you consider the old Reversos and how small they were, but this is bringing the Reverso into the modern dimensions for the gentleman or the lady who likes a much larger watch. So you're getting the best of both worlds with this watch. Now, me personally, I think the smaller size is better, but then again, I do have a smaller wrist. So for most people with a larger wrist, I feel like they could get away with this very easily. Plus, that dark side is amazing. Look at that. Just really tones the watch. So you can imagine on this side and this sort of strap and design, very dressy. And again, this is what JLC do really well. You know, on their sort of stock black straps, incredibly dressy. But then as soon as you put them on a brown or even a suede, I think you can really tone these down and wear them in everyday scenarios. Let's stick to modern. Let's go on to the IWC split-second chronograph. So this is the IWC Spitfire, the Doppel Chronograph Rattrapante, which basically means split chronograph. So let's give it a go. So you've got your traditional two-register chronograph, two-pusher chronograph, sorry, with your start, stop, and reset. But you have this extra pusher over here at about 10 o'clock. And what that does, if we see, it splits the chronograph to allow you to split the timings. And you can press it to bring it back, and again you can stop it, and you can even pause it with the split so you can see where things are, bring it back, and off it goes. So a very, very cool complication and not the easiest things to do. This is the IWC reference IW371343. Thankfully not too long like a lot of the references we see nowadays. And it does come on this super supple IWC bracelet, which just like slides on the wrist. It's gorgeous. Let's show it on wrist actually. So inside, beating away in here, is the IWC caliber 79230, which is basically a heavily modified 7750 caliber. So you have got that thickness of that in there. So it's a 42mm watch, which is quite nice, very similar to the Speedmaster in size. However, you've got 52mm lug to lug, so it's quite a long watch, but it still wears relatively well. 16mm thick, so if you're not into a thick watch, this is probably not going to be for you. And 21mm lugs. Now, as I said, the bracelet is their IWC solid link bracelet. Just a really, really great design. It has that quick release system for the links. Overall, just a really, really nice looking bracelet. The watch is from August 2008 and it does come as a full set with its very excessive box, so I'll put a picture of that up on screen. It's like a full wood box, really, really nice, but quite over the top. A nice value proposition, really, when you consider you can get a split chronograph from a brand like IWC with a fantastic design, a great bracelet, and a full set, all under £4 grand. I think it's hard to beat, really, when you consider value. Now on to the final modern piece of the drop, the affordable Raymond Vale. Now to a brand you don't see much of, especially from myself, Raymond Vale. Oftentimes they make quartz watches like this. However, this one is really, really nice. It's actually a pretty stunning watch, which is why I picked it up. You can see you've got that beautiful sunburst pattern right there in the center, and you've got a retrograde day of the week down there with the date up at 12 o'clock. Really nice design, brigade style hands and large Roman numerals that flare out, very Art Deco in its design. It does compare on its original Raymond Vale strap with Raymond Vale buckle, and it is a full set as well. So it is a quartz watch, as I said. Here we go. Again, a slightly larger watch at 42mm, but it's 49mm lug to lug, so it wears quite compact on the wrist. Only 12mm thick with 22mm lugs. This is the kind of watch for the person, maybe it'd make a great Christmas gift actually with Christmas around the corner, but it's also the kind of watch for the watch person who maybe just wants a quartz watch they haven't got to worry about. Maybe they wear a suit every day to work and they can't be too flashy. You know, this kind of ticks all the boxes really. Even for the hardcore collector who just wants a nice looking black dial dress watch. Here it is. A bit of a hidden gem. Let's have a look at the Zenith. Now to something you don't see every day. This is a 1970s Zenith chronograph and it's in black PVD. So very 70s in its design. A lot of people will be thinking Porsche design, Hoya, a couple of other brands that did this kind of thing. Oftentimes those were automatic watches with a 7750 inside. Whereas this one is quite unusual and different because beating away inside here is actually a Zenith caliber. The caliber 146 HP. So it makes it quite unusual. Now the black is definitely worn, it's got a few marks, which is to be expected really for a watch from the 70s with this old style PVD coating. Now interestingly, it's got 19mm lugs, so I've got it paired on this leather strap you see right here, but also it comes with a black PVD period correct bracelet. Now unsure exactly if it's a Zenith bracelet because it's not signed Zenith, but I'm not too sure the originals were either, so quite unusual. And again, what makes this watch even more unusual is it's a bit of an oddball. I mean, it's got no reference, which is correct, it doesn't, and the hands are a bit short, which again is correct. It's just a bit of an odd watch from Zenith, but an absolute gorgeous piece nonetheless. So go check this one out because I don't think it will last long. Now to a watch that was made in the height of World War II. The Amiga. So it's the height of World War II, 1944, and Amiga released this watch. What a gorgeous piece. Being away inside here is the infamous caliber 30T2, which fans of Amiga will no doubt be aware of and know. The reference of this one is 2383-4. So as I said, 1944, and if we take a closer look at the dial, you can see it is patinaed and aged beautifully. Now, patina isn't for everyone, so this is the kind of watch I'd recommend definitely taking a look at the photos on the website. The dial has gone almost a dull grey, almost greeny colour. It's quite unusual, and you can see there's a bit of what I assume to be radium burn on the sub-seconds right there at 12 on the little sub-seconds. And the hands are these gorgeous syringe style filled with their original loom, and the numerals would have been loomed as well, and they've got reminiscence of that. Just a stunning piece. Now condition wise, it is a vintage worn watch, but it's not bad at all. And if I show it here on wrist, you'll get a sense of the size. So 1944, this is a 35mm watch, which would have been very normal for that period, if not slightly large. So 35mm by 42mm lug to lug, only 11mm thick and 18mm lugs. Sort of the perfect dimensions you'd expect for a vintage watch. And you get all that charm from 1944 on the wrist today. Now to a 1968 Seiko World Navigator. Now straight off the bat, this strap pairing won't be for everyone, but I think it looks awesome. Now luckily, a strap is the last thing to worry about on a watch. It can be easily swapped and easily changed. I mean, this one is even quick release, so you could do it yourself with zero tools. So don't worry about that. Just want to get that off the bat because I know what some people are like when it comes to straps. But here we are, a Seiko World Time, or as it's known, the World Navigator, the reference 6117-6400, which will be stated on the case back. These are things to look out for. Make sure the reference on the case back is correct for the watch, because oftentimes these case backs, they're all the same size. So a lot of people just build watches and put these case backs on no matter what the case back is. Now this one does have an aftermarket dial, but I'll be very honest, if it wasn't disclosed to me, I don't know how easily I would have seen that. So do take a close look at the macro shots on the website and let me know the telltale signs to you. Apparently the only real way of telling with this one is the number 2 in the outer ring, which seems insane. I mean, the dial is incredible and it looks very real to me. So the way it works is you have a second time zone hand right there, which you can see bends up over the indices. It's super cool. You've got an inner ring which doesn't move, and then you've got an outer ring with all the different time zone and places which you can move to your desired point and track the time of that place in correlation to the hand. Now in regards to size, it's quite a big watch for 1968. You've got a 41mm case by 45mm lug to lug, so where it's very compact like most Seikos. They're got good wrist ergonomics. It's 13mm thick and 20mm lug, so nice and easy to change with straps. But right now it's paired on this orange Tropic, which looks awesome. So go check this one out on the website. And then finally, the 1968 Wittnauer. And finally, it's one of my favorites from this week's drop and one of the most affordable, under £400. It's a Wittnauer Geneve Automatic with a really gorgeous case which has been professionally refinished, and it looks amazing. You see the original loom there on the dial and on the inside of the minute track. Just a really cool watch, and obviously Wittnauer, their connection to Longines and a really great history which we go into detail on the website, so do check that out. We paired it on this aftermarket metal mesh bracelet, which I think just suits the watch really well. And in regards to its size, it's a nice compact 36mm by 40mm lug to lug, so quite short on the lug to lug length, making it wear super compact on the wrist, 13mm thick and 18mm lugs. And what a little charmer this is. You can see you've got the red date over there, and it is a push date, as you can see. A bit of a push and off it goes. Really nice piece. And beating away inside here is the Wittnauer D11KAS-1, which is also very similar to the Longines Caliber 503, built on the same architecture. So a very good watch for not a lot of money. I think Wittnauer is one of those sleeping vintage brands, so check them out. So there you have it, that is this week's video. As always, do leave a like and a comment, and make sure to check out all these watches on the website where you can see them in full detail and the descriptions, and you can see what's still available. As I said, of the time of recording this video, 8 out of the 10 are available, but who knows. So make sure you follow on Instagram to see them all early. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.